Appendix 3, Screen Captures, Part 1. I can't take as many as I'd like for comprehensive documentation. For what it's worth, here's what I have managed to collect so far. More captures forthcoming. Co-player John assesses environment after transition to medium, followed by sprite, sans kernel, prototyped once pre-hatch. Completely useless in this form. Severed from suburban grid, house remains mysteriously powered. Convenience presumably facilitated by game, which perhaps deems navigating a powerless house to be a handicap less in keeping with spirit of game's principal statement of challenge. Internet connection remains stable as well. Will likely remain stable until the internet itself is compromised by some external threat. Something like, let's say hackers. Kill monsters, get Greist, build onto the house. That's the game. Didn't know what the point of this was at the time. Floundering trial and error on exhibit. Unsuccessful attempt at Tier 2 prototyping. Knowing what I know now, I might have avoided using a back-breaking vademecum for practical jokesters rife with antiquated lexicon and racist aphorisms. Either that, or I might have tried harder to succeed. Final screen capture before I lost my internet signal for a time. I don't know what happened thereafter, but when I returned, the car was nowhere to be found, and the driveway plateau was in a state of despair. The mysteries, will they ever cease? Sprite prototyped once more with grandmother's remains. She treats John to some helpful exposition in a friendly and maternal manner. Co-player has displayed inexplicably capricious behavior since arrival. Stress-related? Contracted virus indigenous to realm? It should be noted he was a kind of weird guy anyway. Designix deployed. Still no clue what this does. At mercy of co-players' foolish prioritization tendencies. Greist payload from slain foe. Whether I deal the damage or co-player does, yield is same. Though I have a significant advantage in battle, taking measures into my own hands deprives John of hand-to-hand combat experience, which ostensibly will become more critical later. Building. The point. Building upward, the point sharpened and directed. Ah, steeds, what steeds? Has the whirlwind a home in your manes? Is there a sensitive ear, alert as a flame in your every fiber? Hearing the familiar song from above, all in one accord you strain your bronze chests and, hooves barely touching the ground, turn into straight lines cleaving the air, and all inspired by God it rushes on. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck he's doing here. Another one of those things? Really, Egbert family? Really? A view of his kidnapped father's room. I can't see in here for some reason. Perhaps this is because John himself has never entered the room? Is it possible that I can see only in a sense what John can see or has seen already? I have not found the time to discuss this with him yet. If he enters the room, the question may answer itself. Rose, construct loft above John's room. Ladders seem to be a bit cheaper than stairs. Fellow John, it appears we have reached an impasse. Yes, it seems so. The opener dilemma remains unsettled, most unfortunately. It is unfortunate. I guess. What are we talking about again? But it has been a pleasure nonetheless. Thanks for the courtesy. It's not really necessary, but thanks anyway. Oh, but thank you. Okay. Thank you so very, very much, dear favorable small primate. I shall take my leave now, John. Until next time. Wait, where did all this sweet loot come from? And why is there suddenly a crumpled hat on your head? John, gather Grist, examine Designix. Feeling especially economical with your behavior suddenly, you scoop up all the Grist in the room and turn your attention to the Punch Designix all in one fell swoop. The device features a countertop station design with a keyboard setup, not unlike an old-fashioned computer. There's a blinking red light and a diagram etched into a panel. Rose, answer Dave. Okay, wait, hold on. Why am I getting this stupid game for you? You're the one who should be wrist deep in puppet ass. What is the specific problem? The problem is I am up to my goddamn neck in fucking puppet dong. You know you like the mannequin dick. Accept it. I am enrobed in chafing, wriggling, god-fucking-damned puppet pelvis. An obscenely long, coarse Kermit cock is being dragged across my anguished face. Let's put this into perspective. You put up with the puppet prostate because you love it. Also, coarse is a good word. You don't seem to harbor any sympathy for the fact that I've burrowed fuck deep into lively, fluffy Muppet buttock. I'm whirling in the terrible cyclone at the epicenter of my own personal holocaust of twitching foam noses. It's like a fucking apocalypse of perky proboscis here. Like, the proboscalypse, I guess. Are you going to start rapping about this? What? No, listen. Prong of flesh bereft of home, found solace twixt a cleft of foam. Oh no, Jesus. Of apocalypse your thoughts eclipse, a painted pair of parted lips, that dare through kiss to stir the air, that teases tufts of orange hair, and though faces flush in lovers' fits, hands snug in plush as gloves befit. Okay, Dickinson, if you can shut your perfumey trap for half a second. This is serious. I am just saying, if I see one more soft bulbous bottom being like, kind of jutting out and impudent or whatever, I'm gonna fly off the handle. I'm gonna do some sort of acrobatic fucking pirouette off the handle and win like a medal or some shit. Then let's hope there will be a squishy derriere somewhere below the handle to break your fall. John, observe back of the first visible captcha card. You flip over the top card containing your pogo ride. Anytime you captcha something, a new code appears on the back of the card. You've always wondered what the code was for. Damn, these things are hard to read, but then you've never really found any reason to decipher them. Until now, perhaps? Examine reverse side of hammer card in Strife Specibus. Looks like cards from your Strife deck have codes too. Enter CAPTCHA code as seen on back of Pogo Ride card. You enter the code DQMMJLEK into the keyboard. At least you think that's what the code is. The red light switches off. A green light begins blinking. Insert card. Type in NZ7UN6BI. In the interest of due diligence, you enter the other code and repeat the process with that card too. Both cards are now punched with different hole patterns. Attempt to retrieve Pogo from card. Oh, well that should just be a simple matter of, uh-oh, it looks like they're trapped now. You don't see how you can access the item anymore, or store a new item there for that matter. These cards are pretty much useless now, and the items they contain are toast. But maybe not all is lost. Recalling from your experience with the pre-punched card, you may be able to use the cards to replicate the items in question. Assuming you've got the codes right, that is. Mash keys heedlessly. Not quite through with your cowboy empiricism just yet, you mash at the keyboard to generate a random code. You enter DSKJHSDK. The design stops you after 8 characters, which appears to be the maximum length for a code. The green light turns on, signaling its readiness for a card. You figure you might as well burn the shaving cream since the product is not exactly at a premium in your household. You also figure you might as well merge the 2 cans onto one card. You're a little sad that your dad isn't around for this. You have a feeling he would get a real kick out of the idea of duplicating more shaving cream. You punch a card with a pattern that is in no way related to the code for the item it contains. This should make for an interesting experiment. Mad science is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you just burned another card in the process. Your deck is really dwindling now. Maybe you should have thought this through a little better. On the plus side, you just freed up your PDA, which is overflowing with the pent-up chatter of anxious pesterers. Answer your chums. Puppets. Awesome. That's really all there is to say on the matter. Turntech Godhead changed his mood to rancorous. John, I'm about to throw a bathtub through your wall. Watch out.